Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Head Start Masterclass. On this episode, we're going to be having a conversation with Ebere Lisa, and we'll be talking about tools for digital content creation. A little bit about Lisa. She is a digital business transformation consultant, speaker, and trainer, and she helps brands and businesses grow using digital tools and skills. She is the founder of The Digitalist, also the convener of Drive Business Transformation Summit, and the host of Drive with Ebere Lisa, a series that teaches brands and businesses how to grow and earn in the digital economy. Lisa is a digital and tech skills advocate and is committed to working with youth empowerment and employment focused organizations in line with Sustainable Development Goals 1, 4, and 8. She's also the head of digital at Reveal Media and Marketing, a digital media marketing agency serving clients across the banking, real estate, retail, and fashion industries. So without further ado, I bring you Lisa Ebere. Hey, Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, John.
Awesome. So we're just coming off the back of the Head Start Summit, not Head Start Summit, I mean the Monetize Summit 2020, where you gave a
Mhm.
fantastic presentation in front of thousands of viewers. And this is a continuation, a more relaxed version of that conversation about tools for digital content creation. We've got a lot of people who have heard about content creation and how it's important for driving business growth, but
Mhm.
there are still some questions that abound in the area of how do I go about creating content? Is it really relevant? And so on. So that's basically what we are bringing to our audience today. But real quickly, tell us a little bit about yourself and what we can expect from this episode.
Okay. Well, what can I say? I'm about tools, about apps, about anything to make your business easier. Basically, leveraging the tools that already existing and a few skills that I believe that everyone who runs an online business should have, whether you're a techie or not. By not being a techie is those who refuse to identify themselves as a techie. So yeah, just about helping you grow your online business. Anything about digital tools excites me because they make it real easy for you to get results in a short time. So what you'll expect is a ton of tools you may or may not have heard. And if you know about the tools already, you definitely hear about a different way to use them to grow your business.
Fantastic. So before we get into the meat of things, I would like to say that this episode is sponsored by Visa. Now, Visa is committed to supporting Nigerian small businesses through the launch of their newly created SME Hub. Now, when you join the Visa SME Hub, you're going to be given a number of tools and resources to support you as a growing business. One of those tools, which is very important, is a free e-commerce platform, and that enables you to set up your online store without cost. And it is already pre-integrated with our local payment platforms such as Paystack and Flutterwave. This is free to access, and you can get access to this by going over to visa.com.ng.
We're here for small businesses, the local entrepreneurs. We're here for the smiles, the good times, for those who would come from far. Put your business on the map with Visa. Where you shop matters.
Get access to the Visa SME Hub, simply head over to visa.com.ng. Back to you, Ebere Lisa. So let's start with the conversation. How exactly does content creation drive business growth and revenue?
Oh, when it comes to content creation, it's more or less the brand advocate for your business. So whether you're working with influencers that already have an audience or you're running an ad, whatever system you're using to get people to see your business, it comes through content. That is what social media is about, creating content, showing people what your business is about. So whatever budget you have, whatever type of business you have, whatever the size of your business account is, it's important that you have great content that always draws people into your business, that shows them what you have to offer in products or in services. So if you're looking to grow sales, if you're looking to get more awareness, more visibility for your brand, it all has to come through content creation. It's not a question of should I be creating content? It's a question of what kind of content do I need to create to get the results that I want for my business, whether you're looking to increase sales, increase awareness, increase more brand visibility, get more people to advocate for your brand, whatever it is you want to achieve when it comes to online businesses and reaching your ideal customer, your ideal target market. It starts with you having great content that gets their attention.
Fantastic, Lisa. So aside having great content, what sort of content do you think businesses should create? Because there's so many platforms out there. There's YouTube. Some people say people should create podcasts. Some say be on Instagram. Some say start a YouTube channel, be on Spotify, be on SoundCloud. There's all these platforms. There's Facebook groups and pages. There's Twitter. How can businesses decide what content types and platforms are best for their business objectives?
Okay. Deciding what type of content and what platform you would be using to, distribute your content or share your content and connect with your audience starts with first understanding your audience and where they spend time. So if you create content just based on how you feel or what you think should be out there, it's most likely not going to convert or get you the results you want. So it starts with you first understanding the customer, the audience you're creating this content for, and what platforms they are active on. And you can just do that by creating a customer persona or customer avatar that helps you understand the demographics and psychographics of your customer. Where do they spend time online? How do they find you? Where are they looking for you? If it's Instagram, it's all about visual content. So you're going to need to create lots of visual content. If it's YouTube, it's mainly videos. If they listen to podcasts, you're going to have to create audio content. If they're on Twitter, you're going to have to be, a little bit witty. You're going to have to create engaging text in a very short form that connects with them. If it's on Facebook, you're going to engage in a bit of storytelling. LinkedIn, you're still going to add value, but be a bit more career focused or professional, so it suits that platform. So it all starts with you understanding your audience, what platform are they active on, and then creating content that suits that particular platform. You can repost content, of course, but you have to make sure that it fits the platform you're taking the content from. So you can have a video content that you can repurpose for Instagram, for Facebook, for Twitter, for your blog, for all the platforms you have, but you just have to understand how each platform works and which content best suits the platform.
So how can a business at first glance just know where their audience is? So an e-commerce business versus, say, a thought leadership business versus, say, an author, a fiction writer, an animator, a public speaker, and so on. How can they know at first glance where their audience is so they can know where to focus?
Okay. So what the first indicator or the first indication, if you're looking for your audience without having to create a customer avatar, is first of looking for businesses like yours or personal brands like yours on each platform. So let's say you're an author. Are there successful authors on Instagram? Do they have a community on Instagram? Are there people paying attention to their content? If there are such people on the platforms, then you know that your own brand has a high chance of succeeding on that platform, and you can create your own community and have your own audience on the platform. That's like one of the easiest indication that this platform would work for you. Another thing that you can do is, like I said, creating a customer avatar is not so hard. It's just sitting down and thinking of your customer, profiling them based on what they do, the kind of work they do, the kind of content they're interested in, what platforms they spend time on. Age range also affects the platform people are most active on. You would hardly find a 46-year-old active on Snapchat or TikTok. I mean, there are a few of them, but it's not their platform. But you find them active on Facebook, you find them active on Instagram, maybe LinkedIn, maybe Twitter, right? But if you're looking to, target a younger demographic like the teenagers, TikTok is their jam, Snapchat is their jam, Instagram is their thing, you would hardly find them active on platforms like Facebook. So just paying attention to the trends, the conversation as well is another indication that this platform is going to work for you. And of course, most of the platforms have data profiling their most active users, what age range they fall under. So that's something that you can also get your hands on and, figure out what platform would best suit your type of business and who you're looking to connect with.
And I think Facebook a bit supports that a bit because they have this audience, what's it called? The audience tool,
Audience insights
where
too.
audience insights tool, where they look at the people on Facebook and the age range,
Mm-hmm.
their interests, and so on, so
Mm-hmm.
that people can take that data and use that for their campaigns. I've also come across something in Google Analytics where
Mm-hmm.
if you install Google Analytics on your site, you can go to the back end and know the general interests and age range, the gender of the people who come to your website the most. And I think
Yeah.
maybe that could help businesses too. Are there any other tools
Yeah.
that could help them at a glance just know where they should be focusing?
Yes, yes. Tools like you've mentioned, tools like Facebook already has the audience insight, and over Instagram you also get access to insights. But this insights you only get them when you're ready. For Instagram insights, you only get them when you already have an audience on your page. You
Yeah,
have people
when
paying
you're already
attention to your
publishing.
content. Yes, you're already
Yeah.
publishing, right? So to just do a general test to figure out where people are spending time, one tool I tend to use a lot is the Google Analytics tool. It just helps you find out where people are paying attention, where people are going for content. HubSpot is another platform I like to visit a lot because they're always documenting online behavior, online activities for different age
Hmm.
range. So they have a lot of reports on where people are paying attention. So that's one community where I go to, find content that talks about the different age range and what kind of content topics they're paying attention to. And each platform actually, if you go on LinkedIn Learning, you find content that explains what kind of people engage on their platform, the demographics as well. The same goes for Twitter. I've come to learn that each platform is now educating the users, especially the businesses that engage on their platform. Facebook's Blueprint is an amazing tool that always gives you access to data, gives you access to insights on how to use a platform, where people are most active, how to use the different features and tools that they have. So the best way is, going for each platform and just paying attention to it. It might take a little while, but it helps you understand things and helps you make decisions with data.
That's interesting what you say about Facebook Blueprint because I used to think that Facebook Blueprint was mostly just about the course that teaches people how
Mhm.
to run Facebook ads, but
Mhm.
not about the fact that they also provide you data to help you drive your business decisions.
They also provide you data. Once you're like signed up to their platform, you get emails, you get reports on different businesses. What you get more like case studies.
Mhm.
Different businesses, what results they got using different features, and then they link it back to the courses they have as well, so you can learn while just reading their emails and being on their platform.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for that extra tidbit. So I think this is where we're going to really dwell more or have the meat of the conversation. And so it's what does a business on a budget do to keep up their consistency at content creation, even when they probably don't have a large team? We can understand how the big brands and corporations do
Mhm.
it. They've got large teams that can churn out content very quickly, entire media departments. But for a small business, say someone who runs an e-commerce store or someone who just wants to get the word out about their brand, how can they bootstrap this process and maintain that consistency to stay top of mind?
Okay. So I always like to say, if it's just you, like you don't have an extra hand helping you, you're probably the business manager, you're the accountant, you're the customer care personnel, you're the one running everything. It's best that you're able to list out the tasks that you perform for the business, so it's easier for you to focus on what to do on each day or each week, so you don't get overwhelmed with all these tasks. Now, when it comes to content creation and social media generally, I would say pick one platform to start with. If your audience is most active on, say, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, but Instagram is the top platform, focus on Instagram. Then as you grow and you're able to get extra hands, then expand the other platforms. You'll be able to get more results when you're focused on one platform. You'll be able to get more results in a short time as well. You'll be able to reach your audience more, make more sales, that you will now be able to hire an extra hand to help you run your project. But if you can, I know for some businesses, they don't, run say the management process. Let's say you run an e-commerce store, but you're not the one in charge of production. You're just in charge of marketing. So you have extra time on your hands to, do a bit more of social media marketing without really being overwhelmed with the work. So what you need to do is to have a content plan, right? So if you have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, what goes there and on what day? So you create based on that. So for Twitter, maybe you're putting out 3 tweets within the week, say Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because that's the best time that you can engage with your audience over there. And then on Instagram, you can say you have 1 post on the feed, maybe 2 posts on the stories. And with Facebook is linked to Instagram. So you can repurpose the content that comes to Instagram and Facebook as well. And with that, you already have a plan as to what content is going out on each platform daily or weekly. So that makes it easier for you to create. Now, when it comes to creating the content itself, I would say don't jump on what everybody is doing, because there's this trend of, creating carousels, which I've seen a lot of people do, which isn't bad because it educates people and it's also easy to share. But not every business should be focused on creating carousels. So for instance, if you're a makeup artist, or you're a skincare expert, or you're a fashion expert, or you're a fashion business expert, yes, you're teaching, but then your business is still a business that it requires a lot of visuals. You need to show people need to see something. So you don't have to have carousels all over your feed like you are a graphic designer or a brand designer. So you just have to come down to understanding the kind of content that should be on your page and create based on that. For carousels, it doesn't have to be like the brand designer or graphic designer template. There are tools that you can use to create that, and I'm sure we'll get to talk about tools, but I'll mention quite a few now. A tool like Canva already has ready-made templates for you that are creative, that are visual, that are great, that has great aesthetics if you're within fashion or any niche at that. And you can use that for your feed. So you can say 1 carousel post because it's easy to share. And then you add 1, post that has to do with the, let's say you're a skincare expert, that shows the skin, that shows the skincare process, and that makes the feed balance. People can easily tell what your content, what your business offers, unlike, when they come and it's all feed and colors everywhere. So you have to put a bit of the visual images that connects with your brand and represents what you do on your page. And so with that, you already know for your Instagram feed, this is the content that is going on here. Over Facebook, this is what is going on here. Another interesting way to make it all come together is that you can decide that on Twitter, this is the day, like I said, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, this is the day I'm active here. So when you show up on Twitter, your people on Twitter know you're showing up today. And when you're on Facebook, your people on Facebook know you're showing up today. And on Instagram, they also know you're showing up on this particular day. All right. But this is if you have time on your hands to do that. If you don't, I would recommend that you stick to one platform and do the best, be present on that platform, be effective, visible on that platform, put in the work on that platform, especially if you're starting out and you have very few people viewing your content. Find creative and engaging ways to create content on that particular platform. Use all the features. Let's say Instagram, use the live feature, use the story, use the reels, make visual content from video to audio to images. Try content in different ways that it connects with your audience before moving on to another platform, right? So let's, just so we don't confuse this, I'm talking to 2 different people. The person who has extra time on their hands to manage about 2-3 platforms, and the person who doesn't have any time and is just starting out. My advice for you is pick one platform and use this, make sure you fill up the space on that platform and then move into other platforms as you have extra hands. Yeah, that's what I would advise.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. So as we move into that now, people are going to be wondering, so what kind of tools do I need? Do I need to learn complex tools like Photoshop, After Effects, and so on? Because people see all these carousels and they imagine that the learning curve must be really steep. Or some people have also been creating animated content. Like you, I think some of your content on Instagram has been, I would say, intimidating. So they just look at your content and I'm like, nah, there's no way I can keep up with that. So there's all these animations going on and it's brilliant actually. But what's the learning curve like, and what are the apps that can simplify these processes for small businesses?
Okay. So it's not as technical or as difficult as people think it is. It's just you applying yourself a little bit more. And like I say, my best apps are the apps that have templates, because they make things very easy for you to, like, do good work in a short time, and they save you time and money as well. So one of my best tools is Canva, because there are templates for almost everything, and they keep improving. Almost every week, there's something new on Canva that you can use to grow your business. So you can find templates, whether you are, a digital business, or you are a business that offers a product, you find something to grow your business over on Canva. So from graphic content to posters to templates for your website as well. If you use a WordPress website, for landing pages as well, for videos as well. Canva now has stock videos, especially if you're using the Canva Pro feature. You can use their stock videos to create great videos for your content, and they have a ton of that for you. So Canva is one of the tools that I would recommend, because there are templates that you can easily edit, put your text, put your brand logo, put your brand colors, put your brand keys over there. You can always find your brand colors and fonts, and you can use that to create. So that's the number one tool. And for how long it will take you to learn, it doesn't take so long. It's just, like I said, you applying yourself. There are tons of templates, and there's this hack I use for creating my carousels, and that is I go to the presentation slides on Canva. I search presentation. Like, presentations are already like carousels, right? They are beautiful. They're already, well designed. They teach something in a step-by-step system, which is what carousels are meant to do. So all I do is just resize them, and I already have a design, and I just put in my text. That's how I create most of my carousels. I don't get to do everything from the beginning. Some I do, but when I'm in a rush, that's what I just do. I take out the things I don't like, and because carousels are just 10 slides, the presentation slides are usually more than 10. I take the ones I like and then delete the ones I don't like, then fill in my colors, fill in my fonts and my text, and we're good to go. So that's one hack.
Just a little something about the carousels on Canva. Do you get the best templates on the free version of Canva or premium?
Oh, so the free version also has great templates, but you are not going to be able to resize if you use the free version.
Right.
That's it. The free version, most of the animated templates are available on the pro version, but the free version has some beautiful slides that are not animated, but are good for carousels as well. But the challenge is that you cannot resize them. So you have to subscribe for the pro plan to be able to resize them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were still talking about tools, and fantastic that Canva is one of them. What about other tools for things like video creation? Like, do people need a full-on studio? What can people do if they want to put out quality videos for their business? Do they always have to? I mean, there are different types of video productions. You can have like a talking head video where you're talking at the camera. Maybe you're teaching something or demonstrating something. Or the other videos where there's text on screen and it's just explaining stuff. How can people wrap their heads around what they can put out, and what tools can help them do that? Because in my view on content, it's not necessarily about how fantastic your first batch of content is, but about how consistent you can be. So if you put out the best content in week 1 and you fall flat on your face because it's hard in week 2, 3, 4, it just defeats the entire purpose. So I just think that it's got to be content that is simple enough for you to put on for the long term, right?
Yeah.
So for things like video, how can this be simplified for business owners? What kind of video content best suits different kinds of businesses, and what kind of tools can aid them to keep on churning out great content and drive their business objectives?
Okay. For video content, for almost any type of video, actually, as simple as it is or as common as it is, because I know a lot of people know it, InShot is an amazing tool. From voiceover kind of videos, videos where you create content and then you lay your voice on you impute your voice on the video, to videos where you record yourself with your mobile phone. So you're definitely going to need a phone if you're going to make a video of yourself like this. You're going to need your phone, and you're going to need a good source of light. You can get a good ring light for yourself, Or if you don't have that, if you can take advantage of the natural light within the day, that's also a good way to start if you don't have access to light. But it would be great if you have your own light so that you can control it. It stays the same. The thing with natural light is when the sun goes down or the weather goes, gets cloudy a bit, it affects the quality of your video. So you could be recording and the weather just changes instantly and then your video changes automatically. But when you have your lights, you maintain the same quality throughout. So you're going to need your phone. You don't necessarily need a camera for starters, except you're looking to create one of those professional videos. But for starters, your mobile phone is just enough with good light. And to edit it, InShot can do the cutting, the joining. Let's say you have about 4 different videos you want to merge. InShot can help you do that. You want to take out some parts, you said something you don't want in the video, you had lots of ums and ahs and you want that edited, InShot can get that done for you. You want transitions as well, InShot can do that for you. You want to have your images as videos, maybe you have a couple of photos and you want to add text to it and have a music playing in the background. It's also a type of video. InShot can get that done for you. I'm just thinking of the different video formats. You want to take an image and then convert it to a video. You have maybe about 5 or 4 images and you want to turn that to a video. InShot can get that done for you. It doesn't do a lot of animated content, but purely video content, it does that. It can make your text, it can animate some of your text, can give you cool intros and outros. And you can also extract an audio from a previous video. So you want a particular sound from a video you have, you can just tap on the video and automatically extract the sound. So that's one tool that can do a lot of things for you, and it's quite easy to use. It's completely written in English, drag and drop, click here, click there, and you get the results you want. But if you want to do more, Filmora is another tool that is simple to use, like very simple. It's not stressful, it's not technical. You just need to pay attention to the features. And another cool thing about Filmora is that tons of tutorials on their blog that you can read on how to use their software to create great videos. There are also tons of tutorials on YouTube. That's another place that you can go to find out how to even use some of these apps I mentioned. There are so many videos on how to use either Canva to create your own designs, create your own carousels, to create videos on Canva. Canva also has a video editing feature, but then it's only for stock videos, right? So you can go on YouTube and search, how to achieve different results using some of those tools. And then for animated videos, my go-to tool is Orfeo. It's Orfeo. Yeah. It's another tool that is cool for, and there are so many templates that you can just take up, edit it, add your text, add the image you want, add the background music you want. Some of them already have background music. Everything is done for you. You can decide to edit it as you want if it doesn't suit you as well. And another thing I'm going to say is, I know there are tons of free tools, free apps, but if you want to get good results, free is free for a reason, right? Free is limited. So you have to invest in getting the best apps that will get you the best result, because if you don't have a team and it's just you and your apps, the best you can do is at least invest in the apps that will get you the best results. So Canva, I think, is $20 per year. It's not so expensive. Last time I checked, it was, I think the Naira equivalent was 2,900 per month. So InShot is about, last time I checked, it was about 11,000 Naira per year. And Orfeo is about $19 per month. That is a bit higher than the others, but then it also has a 30-day free plan that you can try out, but after the 30 days, you get kicked out. So those are just the 3 tools that I believe that almost everyone can use. Then for photos, Snapseed is my go-to tool for photos. You can correct, you can erase, you can do a lot of editing using Snapseed. And the same thing that applies to InShot and Filmora. If you go over to YouTube and type in how to edit or how to take out something in the background, an object in the background using Snapseed, you will find a ton of videos that will guide you in doing that. So And for screencasting, let's say you're a teacher, you're a thought leader, you're a course creator, you're an author, and you would like to, create a video course recording your screen. One of my favorite tools right now is Vid, and luckily Vid is free. Vid, because Vid's quality it looks amazing when you just do it. Like I think they intentionally made it that way to attract people. Vid has all that cool features for editing your video, for subtitling your video, adding a lot of cool features and editing features on your video. But that particular feature for screen recording is free. So that's another thing you can plug into because it's free. And there are other options like Screencast-O-Matic and Camtasia, but I don't think you need all the tools. You just need the tools that help you get specific results, and then you focus on learning how to use them. Most of the time, it's not about knowing all the tools. It's the tools that you can actually use to achieve the things you want to achieve that matters to your business.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you more about some other tools for video content creation, but real quick, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Visa and to emphasize that they have just launched the Visa SME Hub, and it's fantastic because today we're talking about tools for digital content creation. And as we know, one of the best ways to monetize our content is to actually sell something. And when you're selling something, you need an online store. And so Visa is providing free online stores to small businesses as part of the Visa SME Hub. And so when you sign up to these online stores, you don't need to pay a monthly subscription. You don't need a programmer to set this up for you. It already comes pre-integrated with tools such as Flutterwave and Paystack, so that you can start receiving money from your customers. To sign up, the URL is visa.com.ng. For more information on the Visa SME Hub and to sign up to get your online store for free and other tools that will be available to you in the hub, head on over to visa.com.ng. Now back to you, Lisa. We're talking about tools for digital content creation. There's some tools that help business owners to create videos and not necessarily need to show their face, but still give value to their audience and subscribers. There's this tool I came across called Lumen 5, where you can just put in some text and it creates some really fantastic video. It's I think it looks like one of the tools that the World Economic Forum uses on their Instagram. I think that's how I first got to know about that kind of content, and I began to research, like, what are these guys using? I know it's an app, it's not a person. That is an app. So I began to research and I found that it was Lumen 5. And so I realized that, there are all these flavors of content types that businesses can use without really overthinking it. Which other apps can people use? And do you think that is also an effective kind of content?
Yes, it is an effective kind of content because I feel like the more content mix you have, the more interesting your page or your content becomes. So like, it's just something exciting about seeing a different form of content or seeing information that was shared before in a different way. It excites people that visit your page. It makes them, anticipate. It makes them look out for something new. If they get used to the kind of content you have already, it can become a bit boring. So spicing things up a little bit, sharing content in different forms can also help keep your audience engaged. As John would say, whoever has the attention wins. Right? So
yes.
There's so many tools out there, and that has made it easier for people to create content. There's so much information online, there's so much information on every social media platform that it takes a little more, like, it requires more effort for you to get the attention of your audience. Normally you would just have to put up one quote and people would double tap it. Now you have a quote and people just walk over it like, what's that, right? You have to give us something extra. Can you put an interesting background music? Can you make the text pop? Can the text slide in instead of just looking at us like that? So Lumen 5 is actually an amazing tool that I really like. And another cool tool that does something similar to what Lumen 5 does is Orfeo. Orfeo actually has also has this animated text feature that allows you, take text content from just plain text to interesting or visually appealing content that people can, pay attention to or listen to. You can also like add a voiceover to it and the text just keeps popping up. That's another amazing tool for creating such content. If you already do podcasts and you want to like take your podcast to your Instagram or just get more awareness with your podcast, Vid is a good platform that allows you turn your podcast into video content that you can share on Instagram or any other platform.
How do you spell that?
Vid.
Yes.
VEED.
Gotcha.
.io. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So, and Anchor also has, if you use the Anchor app to create your audio content or your podcast, Anchor also has a feature that, converts your audio content to video, and you can use that also to promote your content. There's Headliner that also does that for you. Squadcast FM also has a feature like that if you record your podcast on their platform. So these are just tools that, can help you take content from a 1 minute voiceover to, something that is really interesting, especially if you're in the knowledge space and you're always sharing information that people have to read. Sometimes just watching it or hearing it can, can make them connect faster than it being in carousels.
All right, so let's talk about distribution, because it's one thing to create content. It's another thing to get eyeballs on that content. There's a saying that if a tree falls in the forest, but no one heard it fall, did it really fall? So if you're putting out all this great content on your Instagram and no one gets to see it, are you really putting out content? So how can people get eyeballs on their content as soon as possible on the different platforms? Because we know that, it depends on what platform they're on. The rules of getting traction on YouTube are different from the rules of getting traction on Facebook versus Instagram versus TikTok and all the other content kingdoms that exist on the web. So what would you advise people to do concerning getting traction and how they should distribute their content?
Okay. When it comes to distributing content, I like to use a tool called Agora Pulse. Initially, was just using it to make the compliance management for their Instagram easy, because you have to sign into LinkedIn, you have to sign into Twitter, you have to sign into Instagram. So you keep going round and back and forth. But just having one dashboard that kept it all together made it real easy. So you can schedule the content that is going for different platforms from one dashboard. So you already have the content. You're not, trying to remind yourself that by 9 p.m. I should put up this post for my Instagram, or I should put up this post by 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. for LinkedIn. This YouTube video is supposed to go up by 12 a.m. It all happens in one dashboard, right? So a scheduling tool is definitely something that's going to help you. There are tons of other scheduling tools, but why I like Agora Pulse is because you can manage every social media platform, and you also get to read comments, reply DMs. And also you get to, do a bit of PR, tracking what is said about your brand from one dashboard without having to move from different platforms to the other. I mean, Facebook has its creator studio that allows you schedule content, but it's only limited to Facebook and Instagram. And it's still not the easiest to use, but with Agora Pulse, you're able to schedule and you're able to see what's happening. So the easiest way for you to distribute your content is if you have a dashboard that allows you, see everything happening on almost every platform. So let's say you have 1 hour for social media or 2 hours daily, right? You're not going from one platform to the other. You're just sitting on one platform and you're clicking buttons to go from this page to that page to the other page to replying DMs, and you just have everything in one place. And you also get to, see the data right on one dashboard. So that's definitely a tool I would recommend when it comes to distributing your content. And also, if you work with a team or you're working by yourself, but I would like to say working with a team in this case, because it just makes more sense for people who work with a team. You will need to have a platform where you store your content. So you're either using a Dropbox or a Google Drive. So whoever is in charge of the work, or who is in charge of scheduling, in charge of viewing, or in charge of publishing, gets to access the content without having to call you, without having to wait for your approval, without having to wait for your text. So there's a central place where the content can be accessed. and there also needs to be a communication channel. So I like to use Slack for communications, and then use Trello for just managing tasks, who is in charge of what needs to go out, what has been done, what hasn't been done. Just makes it easy to see on such platforms. So if you have a team, you have someone who's in charge of your social media, you have someone who's in charge of your maybe email marketing, digital marketing. It's easier when you have these platforms that allows you see what's going on anytime, and also distributing the content, right? For audio content, I actually learned this from John when you first spoke about Anchor and how easy it is for you to distribute content from Anchor to Google Podcasts to Spotify to most of the podcast platforms that you'd have to go one after the other to post your content. So if you're starting out with podcasting or you already have a podcast, Anchor is one of the tools that you can just use to create one or upload one one podcast, and then have it go on all major podcasting platforms without you doing anything else. So that's just the easiest way when it comes, for me and my team, when it comes to publishing content and distributing to other platforms.
Fantastic. So let's head to the final end of this conversation now, and we want to talk a bit more about e-commerce brands, because there's a lot of local businesses that are predominantly depending on e-commerce to drive their business. And I think these are the people who are concerned the most about how exactly they can craft a content strategy that best serves their business objectives, because it's easier for those of us in the knowledge space to create content. I mean, look at what we're doing right now. This is content. We could cut this up, put it on Instagram, put subtitles, cut some part of it, put it on Facebook. It will generate traction because it's information marketing. Even right here on YouTube is going to generate traction because this is a topic that people want to hear about. But for someone who sells puff puff, for example, and zobo, Nigerians know what that means. For someone who's in the food business, who does jewelry, who sells clothes, who are transitioning from regular brick and mortar stores to e-commerce platforms, especially during this period, where COVID-19 has pushed more people online. How can they craft a content strategy that best helps them sell more?
Okay. So, of course, product-based businesses would have a different strategy. I think the tools and how we use it, especially for content creation, seems to be easier for knowledge-based businesses, because you're already teaching, you're just finding ways to put your thoughts and your topics and your message out there. But for product-based businesses, it's almost the same thing in terms of offering value to your customers. So people like you or value you or see you, will buy from you, will appreciate you when you have good content, right? So people who sell products fall into that type of businesses where it's important that you have great visual content. When I mean great visual content, it's your puff puff has to be shiny. Like, it has to call my name. I need to be hungry when I see your puff puff. I need to be hungry when I see your jollof rice. I need to be hungry, or I need to have, I want to desire a popping skin like milk, kind of skin when I see your products, right? I need to desire to have what other kind of business should I use? Okay, let's say you make, let me use those who hair vendors, right? I need to want to have that silky long weave when I see your product. You can't show me something that looks like, it was an afterthought, right? You can't just drop it and expect me to take it. So you have to invest in great visuals. And like I mentioned, Snapseed is one tool that you can use for more editing. You're going to invest in props. Props are just, designs, templates, items that you can use to add more beauty to your products, to your to the pictures that you create, something to make the background more appealing. So of just putting it on, there's this thing I see where people just place their dresses on the plain floor and just take a picture of it. Now compare that with someone who made an effort to put the dress on a mannequin. The beauty comes out more. I get to see what it looks like. I get to imagine myself in it. Now imagine someone else taking an extra effort to wear it and take a good picture of them within the dress with shoes, hair, and makeup. That tells me what I will look like. So you have to think like your customer. Show me what I want to see. When you walk into a ShopRite and you see a box of Kellogg's, You see the cereal in a plate. You see milk like pouring over it. You probably see some fruits in it. Those things are not inside the pack, right? They're trying to get you to imagine what you will be eating if you buy this. You're not buying everything that is on that pack. So that's how you need to think of presenting your content. Your puff, like I said, has to call my name. Come and buy. Go and visit food pages like this lady, food ace, Mashe Cooks, Sisi Yemi. Go and visit their page and see their bloggers, their content creators themselves. They don't really sell, but go and look at their page and see how they present this. Go to Zilicious Foods page, see how they present their content and make it appealing. Learn from them. If you're a fashion brand, look at the fashion bloggers, the fashion influencers. How do they take their pictures? I've mentioned Snapseed. A lot of them use that too. Facetune is another tool that they use for editing, the other features in the picture. So look at how they look at how they present the items. Look at how they dress, right? Create content similar to that. And you can also work with influencers, because I know people tend to say, oh, some influencers will not generate sales, but what they do is they help you get visibility, and they also help you create quality content, especially if you don't know how to do this already, right? So look at the people who are creating content similar to yours, and then learn how to create it. I've mentioned Snapseed. It can be one tool, but there's a whole lot that tool can do if you spend time learning how to use it. Also, if you're a hair vendor, it's the same thing. If you place your hair on a hair mannequin, of course, it will look more appealing, more inviting than you placing it on the floor or putting it on a stick. It also is also going to look more attractive if you wear it and I see what you look like wearing it. It will even look more attractive if you put on a little bit makeup and show me what it will look like, or you dress up wearing the same wave. I get to see what I will look like. I get to imagine myself in it and desire it. So you need to think like your customer and think like the brands you see when you walk into the store, when you walk into the mall. If you're driving through the streets of Lagos and you see a store, a fashion store, you will see the way they arrange the mannequins, right? There's this thing they do with colors, arranging the colors. They call it visual merchandising. So you make it so attractive that people want to walk into your store, right? Just looking by your glass, looking at your glass, they walk into your store. So you have to do that with your Instagram page as well. Stop doing that. You find one quote or one funny meme or any type of content anywhere, and then you drop it on your page because you think it'll be good. Stop making your content an afterthought. Have a plan towards your content, right? Especially if you're product based. I've said carousels are not for every business, so you don't have to worry about carousels. If you're going to create carousels, make sure they are visually appealing. Make sure you're adding images of your brand. Make sure you're adding pictures or videos into it, so people still know what your brand is about. They don't lose the message, or they don't lose your offers. So just look around other people and see what they're doing and create content that will call my name, that will make me want to buy. There's this thing we see online that we laugh a lot about, and that is, this is what I ordered for and this is what I got.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why that happens a lot and people fall for it is because of what they saw. The thing they got, if that was the image they saw, they would not order for it. Yeah, it's the image, the thing, the outfit they saw. And whether some people would argue like, okay, your body type is not the same, or the fabric is not the same. Of course, there are lots of things that a lot of things that are not talked about that could actually make that happen. But the point is, what I saw is what I wanted. That is what attracted me. So you have to make sure that your content attracts people to buy from you. If you sell any kind of products, whether it's there's this product I saw recently that I want to talk about. Yeah, solar panels. And the person didn't even make any effort. He just stacked them and just took a photo. Nobody's going to come for that. Show us where you installed it. Show us the house where you installed it and it's now powering their house. If it's a ring light, show us someone, or you don't have to show a customer. You can show yourself recording a video with the ring light. Show us the quality of the video. Just think of the benefits. Make us think of ourselves using your tool, using your products, using your I said tool because I was referring to the ring light type of business. Whatever it is that you sell, let us see how to use it. Let us see ourselves buying it. If you just show us anything, I've seen businesses that are into agriculture, agripreneurs that sell fresh fish, fresh snails, and all of that. And I tell them, you can't just take images of snails in a shell. That's not attractive. Show me some peppered snail, right? Show me some, snail sauce. Cook some local rice and have snail all over it. That's attractive. I'm not buying the rice, but it's showing me what I would get or what I can do with that. And if you're looking to create educative content around this type of businesses, are there any health benefits that, snail or puff puff by any chance, provides or offers? Are there ways I can use puff puff to entertain my guests? Maybe I'm having a party, maybe I'm having a brunch, and instead of worrying about what to cook, you can offer me 500 puff puffs at this. So instead of you teaching me what puff puff can do to my body, you can tell me how I can use puff puff to add, to spice up my party, to spice up my engagement. There are just different ways to create educative content without having to do the 5 benefits of. Yes. Right? So you think of the person you're creating for and just find a way to make that content attract them enough to want to hand you their money.
Thank you so much, Lisa. This has been an extensive conversation about tools for digital content creation. Please tell us about your product. There's this Monetize Digital Tools Masterclass, which you've got, and we want to just talk about it a bit and how people can get access to it.
Okay. Now, the funny thing is I actually closed the class because as with every solution comes another problem. So in the class, I basically thought about, the apps that you can monetize as a business owner, especially for knowledgepreneurs, coaches, and even service product-based businesses as well. And the question that came from the class was, how do I now use these tools? I just don't want to know the tools. I want to be able to, create these tools. I want to be able to use these tools myself. Like right now, I talked about Canva. I talked about InShot. I talked about Orfeo. So I'm having people say, I just don't want to see the tool, go look for it myself. I want to see how you use it so I can just watch your video. I don't want to go on YouTube. How can I do that? And then the monetization, can I have a course that guides me on that? So yes, I put a hold on the Digital Tools Masterclass to create the Monetize Apps program, which is a full course and coaching that allows people learn how to use apps to grow their business, but also monetize those apps. So everything from, when I'm talking about apps, I'm referring to everything from you owning your own online store or your own blog, to you having your social media page and the tools you use to create content, to management, to keeping your team together, tasks and processes, and all of that, project management, proposals, every of the tools that I share most of the time for both service-based businesses and product-based businesses. And right now, I have a waiting list that should be available by morning as at the time we recorded this. So you can just join the waiting list to know when the course and the program will be available.
Okay, but all of that will be available on the links in your bio on Instagram?
Yeah. Yes, they will be available on my bio.
All right, guys. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see that her Instagram handle is at Ebere Lisa. Oh, that's the old handle. So it's not Ebere Lisa, it's the Digitalist. So
yes.
We'll just update that on the fly. It's the Digitalist. So that's going to show right now. There we go. So her Instagram handle is at the Digitalist. Thank you so much, Ebere Lisa. Ebere Lisa communicates a lot of great content on her Instagram. Her free content is fire. So you can be rest assured that her paid content is going to be just as great. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. But we don't want to close the show without reminding you that Visa has launched the SME Hub to support Nigerian small businesses. And one of the great things about this initiative is the launch of their free e-commerce platform. And we've learned so much today about tools for digital content creation. And you can step up your game by actually monetizing by creating an online store. There are so many tools out there that can enable you to create an online store, but this one created by Visa comes to you free of cost and pre-integrated with our local payment solutions like Flutterwave and Paystack, so that without too many clicks, you can start receiving payments from your customers. And so to get access to that, all you have to do is head over and register at the Visa SME Hub. To get there, it's just visa.com.ng.
We're here for small businesses, the local entrepreneurs. We're here for the smiles, the good times, for those who would come from far. Put your business on the map with Visa. Where you shop matters.